welcome back to my channel. Today we're playing some more Pirate Warriors 4. Gonna be going over the last DLC character from the new pack. Gonna be playing as Garp this time. And before we start, we'll go over our moveset and taunts and everything. First we got his taunt, which is actually pretty good. It's just like a normal one, but every once in a while it has a chance to put him to sleep. Kinda like his first meeting with Luffy where he fell asleep. And starting off with our smash attack. And also, you'll see here, I'm doing all of them twice. It's one where his version where the moves are basic, and then charged up with his hockey. Which either happens when you're in full force burst, or after a certain amount of attacks, you'll see that his hands start to be glowing with hockey. So, in like this. And if you do the moves that way, they change slightly. And if it is a move that takes the charge input, you will lose it. But when you're in full force burst, you just have it all the time. So that is one upside. And also, he seems to have two combos that have a guard break in it. It's his square triangle combo, and then his 4 square triangle combo. This one here. This one breaks guards on the last hit. When you come back to the ground right there, that'll break their guards. So, pretty good. Definitely this one's much easier to land than the other one, because the other one has a running start up, and you have to do like decent amount of punching before you can get it off. And then he does have pretty decent launchers, but for the most part you won't really be using them. But when you use his hockey version of his air thing, that looks really cool. And his smash one is less interesting, but still decent. But a lot of his moves, once you're charged up, they do quite a bit of AoE, and I find he does quite a lot of damage actually, especially in this attack here. It's like his main like damaging output one, or his highest damaging one. And also all these moves are just in his full force burst and showing off the hockey version of the move. Because other ones are similar but basically produce the same effect, minus like the red lightning. Other than that one that brought up like the stones in front of you, it will also bring up like 2 or 3 extra rows of stones to give some higher reach. And will just do more damage. And this one's also a really cool one because you throw up cannonballs and they just rain from the sky in the area. So a lot of good AoE while you're going to damaging an opponent, or if you need a bunch of enemies on screen, you can toss them down. I find it pretty good, but I don't have it equipped on this run. But you can see there I broke their guards with that move and go right into comboing. He is a power character, so he doesn't really have air combos. He just has the 2 air attacks. But overall, I think they did Garp really well. He definitely is very different from like the Garp from Pirate Warriors 4 that I recently went back into. Although he does still have some elements of that, because he still has a couple grab attacks in his combos. And he still has the stuff with the cannonballs, which I was afraid they might not include. But they have all that, so it's a really well done Garp. And I think, especially for being like Prime Garp, he definitely feels strong. He doesn't have a ton to him, but I think everything that they did do looks really good. And I like how he has alternate versions of his attacks, depending if you're in hockey or not. Or like, got your hockey boost going. And overall just really fun to play, and I enjoy going through all 3 of the characters in this DLC. So far with all the new DLC, since I've been like making videos on them and whatnot, I think they've all been really good, but I think this one might be the best like bang for your buck out of the packs that we've gotten so far. Maybe the Gear 5th one, but at that point it did have a reskin of a character and a character we already had. This one gave us 3 all-new characters for Pirate Warriors 4, and really cool and exciting characters, but also really strong characters from the series. So I feel like this pack was done really well. It also came out really fast, I feel like, compared to the other ones. I'm not sure the exact dates or anything, but I feel like we got 1 trailer for Roger, and then the DLC was out. Like, I was late to making videos on it because I wasn't quite ready for it yet, because I was watching shows and whatnot and focusing on other games. But it kind of came out of nowhere there. I was in the middle of recording some Pirate Warrior 3 videos, and I got a comment on my Garp one saying that he was playable in Pirate Warriors 4 now, and I was like, oh shit, I need to hop on and play. And he was the last character I got to, but definitely really good. I do like, I think, Roger the most, and then it's in between. I'm not sure if I like Rayleigh or Garp more. I think maybe Rayleigh, but at the same time, I think Garp was done really well, so I think just Rayleigh because I prefer like non-power type characters, and I like having air combos, and I think Rayleigh's just a character I was slightly more excited for to get a first appearance in the series. We had at least a Garp before, so I feel like that kind of lessens my excitement for him a little bit. But I'm still happy to have him, and I'm actually just really glad that we even got these DLCs in the first place, and the fact that I feel like they were done pretty damn well. I know they kind of have to work within the engine and aesthetic of Pirate Warriors 4, which I don't think is the best the series has ever looked. Someone in my comments was actually talking about how they liked how Pirate Warriors 3 looked a little bit better, and I can kind of agree with that. I feel like it felt more like the anime, whereas this has like a lot of the attacks have a weird, like almost realistic effect to them. Plus, there's just a lot of clutter happening on the screen, I find a lot of the time, which did happen occasionally in Pirate Warriors 3, like when you picked up a ton of items or something, it would get really cluttery. But I feel like this all the time, there's just a lot going on that it can be hard to see certain things, and I feel like it makes the like super attacks / like ultimates or whatnot kind of less impactful. And then moving aside from the DLC a little bit, just slightly wanted to talk about the new One Piece episode, 1100, which it's been 100 episodes since I've been caught up to One Piece, so it's a big milestone for me. But overall, just a really good episode. I think Egghead overall has been really good so far, and I like the way they've changed up the animation for Egghead. And this episode especially, you could really feel how they went more like simplistic almost in a lot of the art, but it allows for a lot of fluid animation. There was a lot of character, what would be the word? Like the characters showed a lot of like emotion and personality with their movements and everything. And when Lucci went into his awakening, and like Luffy went into Gear 5 / his awakening, you could actually like feel the shift in their like tone of voice, their movement, and everything. And I feel like that was really well done, especially like for what we find out is in this episode about Zohan types like potentially taking over the host, because that was something that was always kind of strange until we got to Egghead. Is the only awakened Zoan types we'd seen before were all the jailers in Impel Down. They're actually the first awakened users we've seen. So it's really cool to see like a fully realized Zohan awakening. We still need to see Logia. I still kind of have a feeling it might be something like how Enel transformed in Skypiea and went into his like Buddhist type of form. I couldn't think of an actual term for it, but in that aesthetic, it could be something like that where they transform their entire body. But it'll just really be cool going forward, and getting more lore about devil fruits is always super fun and interesting, and just more lore about the world and everything. Egghead has just been so good. But I think other than that, that'll be it for this video. Really enjoyed Garp, and I'll probably have a video out in a couple days going over the entire DLC in full. But other than that, I will catch you guys all later, and peace!